Trip to Farmville. And Altavista riding high after 3 wins last week.
3 wins last week and a busy week this week. We go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then at home on Friday. So it's going to be a long week for the Colonels.
Coach Harris and I were joking, even the NBA guys don't play this kind of a schedule, this many games in such a short amount of time. But Altavista is going to get it done. Part of this is due to the weather, of course, and that seems to be a problem every year. Prince Edward Eagles are the task for Altavista tonight. We'll catch up with the head coach, Troy Harris. It's the Subway pregame show, of course. You can eat fresh at 2 Altavista area locations on Main Street and inside Walmart on Clarion Road. I'm Kyle. He's Oscar. Katie is our sound engineer tonight. The 2 ball clubs are Altavista and Prince Edward. You're going to hear all the action live on 105.5 KD Country.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
Brought to you by English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Compassionate Care Choices, Autumn Care, 24-hour skilled nursing, inpatient, outpatient, physical, occupational, and speech therapies. Autumn Care invites you to tour their facility in 2016, receiving the bronze quality by the American Healthcare Association. 5-star rating by Centers for Medicare, Medicaid Services. Autumn Care, a member of Sabre Healthcare Group, serving Altavista and surrounding areas since 1989.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns from Farmville, Virginia. We're up at Prince Edward High School. It's the Colonels taking on the Eagles. Getting ready to chat once again with the head coach of Altavista, Troy Harris. And Coach Harris, another good road win on Friday night, 47-40 over the Chatham Cavaliers. You were down at the end of the first quarter, and I think it was a 14-2 run somewhere in there. And after that, you guys pretty much just had to hold on.
Right.
At times it did look a little dicey there, but overall you're probably pretty pleased with the win, right?
Yeah, that's a tough place to play down there. The fans are crazy into it. The players are crazy into it. And it's just a tough place to play in general anytime you go to Pittsylvania County. So, yeah, definitely pleased with the adversity that we faced towards the end of the game and hanging on to win. So, yeah, anytime you get a win on a road in somebody else's place, it's a good win.
Let me ask you about the adjustments you made to stop the main way they were getting all their points, those leak outs, those cherry pick type of plays there. Is it just a question of getting one guy back deeper or 2 guys back? I mean, what was the adjustment there?
Yeah, they were being really aggressive in their 2-3, and then if they got the defensive rebound, those 2 guys at the top were just leaking out for a layup. So we just adjusted and put 2 people back instead. And, you know, I think at one point we had Quan, Lawrence, and Josh going to rebound, and Chancellor and Mateo were just automatically back because one person, it was a 2-on-1 fast break every time, and they were either getting a layup or an and-one layup, and we just couldn't have that anymore. So putting the 2 guys back was really beneficial. Hurt us rebounding-wise. I think we lost the rebounding battle, which we wouldn't have, I don't think, but we might have lost the game if we didn't make that adjustment.
Anybody else come to mind that likes to do that kind of thing to that severity or regularity maybe? I mean, I know Dan River will get out and run, but didn't seem like it was quite to that degree.
Right. Dan River definitely wants to get out and run, but they do it with their man pressure, and they get a steal and do it, whereas you don't see too often that there's an aggressive 2-3 and those two guys just stand there when a shot goes up. Usually you want 5 people rebounding, and Chatham wasn't doing that because they were getting the defensive rebound. They didn't have to. So that was sort of their thing. A little unusual. We weren't ready for it, I don't guess, in the beginning because I thought they were going to play man because that's what they did to us the first time. So it threw us off a little bit, but we adjusted and we got the correct plays made.
Well, a team that's been known to do some unusual things from time to time is your opponent tonight, the Prince Edward Eagles. They've been known to throw a gadget defense and some of that stuff at you. What do you expect from the Eagles tonight?
Well, I expect man, of course, but like you said, and I said, that who knows what's going to happen. People are trying to, outsmart you this late in the season. I know they've had coaches at a couple of our games here recently scouting us out, so who knows what's going to happen tonight. Our guys have been told to be ready for anything. They're going through some personnel issues as well. They've got a couple guys missing from what I've been told. So who knows? It really is just a total wild card game tonight.
It's the start of a long, tough stretch for you guys. 3 straight games on the road, 4 games this week, and then I think we just talked about it. It's 6 games in 9 days total to wrap up the season. You told me to ask you again later on in the year how you felt about all these road games. How you feeling right now getting ready to start a long drive?
Yeah, it's a daunting task for sure. It's going to be 5 in a row when it's all said and done, and then the schedule at the end, we play 10 games in 2.5 weeks. It's just nuts. The snow didn't help us at all. We came back from that snow break and we didn't play well. We lost 3 or 4, and the snow pushed 2 games this week where it was only supposed to be a 2-game week. So Mother Nature really didn't do us any favors, but I'm sure our legs will be dragging by Wednesday. But we'll just have to power through and figure it out, adjust some minutes, maybe get those guys off the bench in there a little bit quicker for longer stints, and just try to figure it out. It'll be on the fly. We don't have a game plan ready for it. We're just going to do what we have to do to win the game.
Best of luck to you tonight, Coach. Eagles and Colonels. Tip off in about 15 minutes on 105.5 KD Country.
At Subway, Monday is no longer Monday. It's Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day. That's the $3.50 sub of the day. Subway has a different 6-inch sub of the day every day of the week. Each has no artificial flavors or colors from artificial sources. For just $3.50, it's a great sub for a great price. Wednesday, that's Turkey Breast Day. Friday, Tuna Day. The $3.50 sub of the day every day at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charges for extras and deluxe plus tax may not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
This game is brought to you by the proud supporters of the KD Country Sports Club.
El Cerrito. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time. Authentic Mexican cuisine, only El Cerrito can serve up.
The Medicine Shop, a full-service pharmacy on Main Street in Altavista, and carrying a complete line of Carolina blues.
One Stop Mart, Main Street, where the gas is cheap, beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
The Dairy Freeze, hot dogs, burgers, fries, and of course, ice cream. Do it right at the Freeze on Main Street.
Radio Shack and Crystal Bay Pools, serving your area since 1989 for swimming pool installations, chemicals, liners, and more.
Tonight's game brought to you by the KD Country Sports Club on 105.5.
Whatever your truck, car, SUV needs are, Highview Motors GMC has it all, from small to tall. New to pre-owned, offering more than just GMC sales. Highview Motors GMC provides 24-hour towing, full-service body shop, state inspection, transmissions, everything in between. Highview Motors GMC, providing top-quality service since 1961.
Highview Motors GMC.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns from Prince Edward High School. It's the Eagles getting set to host the Altavista Colonels. JV Colonels lost the earlier contest tonight, being we're really not that far away from the tip-off here, less than 13 minutes or so. Let's go back to Friday night. You listened to a bunch of the game. You heard Coach Harris's comments there. Chatham was game and ready, but that 14-2 run that Altavista had there in the second quarter, it's hard for a team to survive that when you give up that many points unanswered like they did.
And Altavista just defensively has been very consistent for most of the year. When they really turn up the intensity on that, it just makes that kind of deficit, that kind of run, just hard to overcome.
Yeah, when the Colonels finally took away Chatham's bread and butter, and that was sending a man long on the rebound there and throwing it long, the baseball, football style long pass. When the Colonels finally took that away, it was really all Altavista. And the third quarter wasn't much better for Chatham. They got held to 6 points. And like you said, defense really tells the tale there. Colonels were led by Daquan Poindexter. He had 15 points. Teo Malbach pitching in a nice game, double figures right at 10 points, 5 assists in there as well. So Malbach's game appears to be rounding into form, and maybe the Colonels in general rounding into form. They had that little rough patch there, Oscar, where they lost 3 out of 4. It seems like they got things in the direction where Coach Harris wants them to be going.
Yeah, they lost 3 out of 4, but it wasn't like they weren't playing some stiff competition as well. That was a tough stretch of the schedule, and really got another little tough stretch coming up.
Sure do. The stretch that Oscar and I are referring to, the games they lost were Rustburg, Appomattox, and Dan River, although it wasn't in that order. But the Raiders will be on tap tomorrow. As OB and I mentioned, it's a busy, busy week of basketball. We're on the road tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, and back at home for a home game Friday night. And we'll fill you in more on the schedule and the details as always. But it's going to be a lot of basketball. Hope you'll tune in to us. If you can't make it out to the games, you can listen live, of course, on 105.5 at kdcountry.com or with the brand-new KD Country app, although it's getting to the point where it's not brand new anymore. It's going to be a veteran soon.
Download the app, and if you haven't used it, and it picks up. It's amazing.
You're using it all the time now.
Yeah, I am using it a lot. So it comes in handy, and it's quick. Your connection is quick. Do it, man.
Not a bunch of baggage on there either. It's just it's simple. It does its job. It plays the station, and that's what we want it to do, and hopefully that's what you want too. Less than 10 minutes until tip-off between Prince Edward and Altavista. It's the Subway pregame show. Oscar and I will step aside for a moment. We'll come back and tell you more about the Eagles and the Colonels. You're going to hear all the action live on 105.5 KD Country.
The Altavista Office of Economic Development invites you to come find one of a kind with Altavista's unique shops, stores, and restaurants waiting for you. Personal service from local businesses. Jumpstart your business with the Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow with a variety of business loans available and supporting the Altavista Colonels basketball team. Good luck on another winning season.
841-1580. That's the number to know this winter when your heat pump is in trouble. D.L. Bryant Heating and Cooling is the name to know for all your heating and air issues. Call 841-1580 to get Donnie and his team to your house or business fast. 841-1580. That's 434-841-1580. D.L. Bryant Heating and Cooling. The name to know this winter. The number to know, 841-1580.
PCM Industrial of Altavista offers mobile welding and repair services, fully equipped service trucks, certified craftsmen, and quick response to satisfy your needs. Contact PCM Industrial at powerconstruction.com. PCM Industrial is a fully insured Class A licensed contractor, OSHA and MSHA compliant. PCM Industrial Services of Altavista wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista Colonels basketball team good luck in another winning season.
Napa know-how.
When you grab a pair of Bosch Evolution Beam wiper blades, now $10 off at Napa, you'll have the confidence to tell Mother Nature to bring it. Because with Bosch Evolution wiper blades, now $10 off when you buy a pair, you'll show the weather who's really the boss. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 2/28/17.
Brought to you by Napa of Altavista.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns for more here. Farmville, Virginia is the site. KD Country is the station. The Eagles and the Colonels, the two teams, and Oscar and I will bring you all the action live. OB, the last time we saw Prince Edward was back in early December. It was a decent ball game. The Colonels seemed to pull away in the second half. Altavista with a good third and fourth quarter here as I review my notes. It was a 54-38 Colonel victory. In that game, Lawrence Galliard was the stud. He had 24 points and 16 rebounds. I mean, that's a monster night. I think those are both season highs for him, and I'm sure Lawrence and everybody else would love to see him recreate that tonight.
Also had a memorable dunk during that ball game as well. So, like to see Lawrence assert himself and got a little bit of size advantage against Prince Edward matching up one-on-one with Lawrence.
Sure, yeah, the Eagles are not small as a team, but the Colonels are not going to be outsized up and down the lineup by any means necessary or by any means at all, pardon me. Prince Edward led in scoring by Zarius Jones. He had 12 against Altavista in the first game. Quantavis Nash is next. He had 13 against Altavista. Kevon Braxton is another name you're going to hear. It's a lot of the same names that we've been hearing for a few years. And Prince Edward, the scouting report's pretty much the same. Athletic. They like to get up and down the court. They will shoot the three-pointer, and they're also not afraid to bang inside. And they're a pretty well-schooled ball club.
They are on they've lost 6 out of the last 7, I think the AD told us. And said that they're really struggling. You heard Coach Harris talk about the personnel issue. And so it'll be interesting to see how they come out tonight.
Yeah, the Eagles have had some personnel issues. I think when I glanced at their record, they've only got 1 more game this week. The Colonels with 3 more this week. That could possibly play into the situation just a little bit. You know, if the Altavista Colonels maybe consciously or subconsciously try to conserve some energy for some of those other games, that can end up burning you in the game that you're playing in. I don't think that's going to be a problem for the players. Coach Harris mentioned that he would like to try and alter his matchups and get the bench some more minutes. However, you got to win the game that you're playing right now, and I think if it comes down to the second half and the Colonels are down, you'll see the starters the entire time, if they're able anyway.
Well, and I think, that the message from Coach Harris has to be, okay, guys, we can't wait and be a second-half team. We need to come out strong. Let's go ahead and put this thing away. You can't obviously win it in the first half, but you can make it a position where you can liberally substitute in the second half and still keep them at bay. And the Colonels can do that tonight. They got a tough matchup again tomorrow night. Like you said, you don't want to start looking too far down the road, but going to Appomattox and then going to a William Campbell team that's a kind of Jekyll and Hyde squad.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week for sure. All week and all of our games are brought to you by what we call our starting lineup. Folks like Highview Motors GMC. From small to tall, Highview has it all. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. Family serving families since 1905. The Altavista Office of Economic Development. We invite you to come find one of a kind. PCM Industrial Services, a family serving families since PCM Industrial Services, now with mobile welding and repair service. I always seem to screw this up somehow. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Napa Auto Parts, find your Napa know-how on Main Street in Altavista. English's, your complete home center, now offering a complete line of Carhartt clothing for men. First National Bank, helping you bring home more bacon. Feller Chevrolet, now offering a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. The Moose Family Center in Altavista. Stop by to join and be a Moose. Autumn Care of Altavista, specializing in 24-hour skilled nursing care, physical, speech, and occupational therapies. And V.L. Bryant Heating and Cooling. Call Donnie at 841-1580. That's 841-1580. How do I always mess that up?
I don't know, but you can also call Dave at 369-1055. Yeah. And it's not too late. Playoffs are coming up. Get your name on the list. I'd love to have you help sponsor the team and get great feedback from the community. And, again, it's not too late.
Believe it or not, the regular season is done a week from tomorrow. Not only do the Colonels have 4 games this week, but they also play Monday and Tuesday of next week, so it's 6 games in 9 days, and you can't play Sunday, so it's basically 6 games in 8 possible playing days. It's quite the whirlwind tour that Altavista is going to be on here. They're going to log some frequent flyer miles.
So will we.
So, yeah, that's right. We might could take the bus one day if we were very polite about it.
You go ahead. You can take the bus and go tomorrow
to Appa. It's not that long of a trip. Let's step aside. One final timeout, or perhaps another one. We'll see what happens with the national anthem. But we've got tip-off about 2 minutes away between Altavista and Prince Edward. You're going to love this ringside seat on 105.5 KD Country.
You can buy paint from any old yahoo who knows nothing about paint in one of those big box stores. For quality paint from people who really know paint, it's Davis Paints from your complete home center, English's. Davis Paints, which has been known for quality since 1921, is not just sold anywhere. Visit the new paint room at English's, your authorized Davis Paint dealer.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905. Personal, memorable memorial moments, celebrating life and more. Pre-arrangements with confidence, trust and care from our family to yours. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
A short drive will save you money.
I'm Greg Walker with an exciting new offer from Feller Chevrolet. Purchase any new or used vehicle at Feller's and receive a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty and a 3-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Again, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a 3-day money-back guarantee. At Feller Chevrolet, we stand behind what we sell, and we save you money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
A short drive will save you money. Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
This game is brought to you by the proud supporters of the Katy Country Sports Club.
El Cerrito. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time. Authentic Mexican cuisine, only El Cerrito can serve up.
The Medicine Shop, a full-service pharmacy on Main Street in Altavista, and carrying a complete line of Carolina boots.
One Stop Mart, Main Street, where the gas is cheap, beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
The Dairy Freeze, hot dogs, burgers, fries, and of course, ice cream. Do it right at the Freeze on Main Street.
Radio Shack and Crystal Bay Pools, serving your area since 1989 for swimming pool installations, chemicals, liners, and more.
Tonight's game brought to you by the Katy Country Sports Club on 105.5.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show wrapping up here from Prince Edward High School. I'm Kyle. He's Oscar. We've got multiple sound engineers working tonight, Mr. Briggs. It's always a team operation with us.
It really is. Eleanor and Katie both in the house. So.
It's exciting. It's fun. It's going to be a busy week of basketball. It probably should share some of the duties. Starting lineups getting announced as we speak. The starters for Altavista are kind of back to the usual starting lineup, Oscar. It's number 3, Mateo Malback. Number 4, Daquan Poindexter. Number 5, Chancellor Norman. Number 15, Lawrence Galliard. And number 30, Josh McClure. Galliard back in the starting lineup after the illness. He didn't play, of course, in that Brookville game. He said he listened. He said he enjoyed it. He appreciated the shout-outs. And Friday, Coach Harris seemed to sort of ease him back in there. I think the reins are probably off Lawrence tonight. We're going to get to see the Dragon unleashed again.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get him off early and establish the post presence. That certainly seems to help.
Starters for Prince Edward, number 25, Jair Haskins, number 24, Isaiah Daly, number 4, Mark Patterson, number 3, Quantavious Nash, and number 0, Zarius Jones. Prince Edward's in the home white jerseys, a little bit of purple and gold trim. Altavista in the road black unis with the orange Altavista emblazoned above the number.
And it's basketball time.
Yes, it is. Tip goes to Altavista. Players are ready. Coaches are ready. Oscar and I are ready, and we know that you're ready back home, too, or maybe you're driving around on this Monday night.
Looks like they're opening up Prince Edward, opening up in a 3-2.
Love the old 3-2 zone. Everybody plays the 2-3. Give me something exotic like a 3-2. There's a steal by the big man, Jair Haskins, to get in front of Galliard and take it away. He'll hand off to Jones, and Zarius Jones will just walk it into the front court slowly. Seems like, 4 out of the 5 Prince Edward players have the long white sleeves on to go with the jerseys. You see more and more guys wearing the long sleeves nowadays.
You really do.
It's not a bad look, just sometimes it gets hot.
No, and the only one that doesn't is wearing short sleeves.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah.
Jones looks inside the defense. Now he'll step back from 16 feet, and the jumper is good from the left wing. Little step back, Jay, for Zarius Jones, the senior, gives Prince Edward an early 2-0 lead. We've just played 60 seconds in this first quarter. They bounce it in the low post, and McClure sends it back out to half court, and Mormon now Malback drives. He creates some space for himself over to McClure. McClure had the shot, swatted away. Patterson will bring it up the near sideline.
And defensively for Prince Edward, they've got Jones out at the point on that 3-2 up top, and with his wingspan, they really expand that front line of that defense.
Yeah, they make it hard to really get into your offense and get the ball down low in the post areas. It's a man-to-man defense for Altavista. This is Quantavis Nash. He'll dribble right, stops at the right wing three-point line. Oh, nice little backdoor feed to find Patterson, but Patterson couldn't get a shot up, so he just dribbles through the defense over to the left side of the floor. Now he's got the basketball in his hands again. No, he doesn't. Ripped out of there by a combination of Mormon and Malback. Malback knifing through the defense. Ooh, got to the right edge of the rim but couldn't finish. And a relatively unobstructed layup try.
I think he was anticipating some contact from behind, and he had blown by the defender. Nobody was there.
Going to whistle Josh McClure for a foul in the left post. Just sort of pushed Isaiah Daly out of the way in a battle for position, but the official thought McClure might have used the arm a little bit too liberally.
And it's interesting that this is the same officiating crew that did the JV game, and they let them play. There was a lot of physicality there.
We've seen that a few times this season. Never used to see it. Long three-pointer from Quantavis Nash, no good. McClure skies up to take the ball out of the air on the rebound for the Colonels. It's in the right corner to Mormon. Now he feeds it back to Malback, three-pointer off the mark. Prince Edward going to break long. There's Malback with some nice defense, and then he's thrown to the floor by Quantavis Nash.
And interesting that
foul.
It's interesting that call came from the backcourt down near us, and two officials down on the far end didn't call it, but it was an obvious foul.
Timeout on the floor early for Prince Edward. Let's take the timeout as well. Eagles lead 2-0. It's a 5:34 left to play in the first period on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
The Prince Edward Eagles leading the Altavista Colonels 2-0. Early timeout there by the Eagles. We've still got 5.5 minutes left to play in the first. Any ideas there, Oscar? What Mr. Scott might have thought to say to his team? Hold that thought for a moment as Galliard on the floor trying to grab a loose ball against Quantavis Nash. Now, call it a jump ball. Now, pardon me, Coach Troy Harris is taking a timeout. Hey, we've got another timeout. 5:24 remaining in the first. It's Prince Edward 2, Altavista 0 on 105.5 KD Country.
Hello, this is Jared Miley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Back to action here from Prince Edward High School. Poindexter had the ball ripped out of his hands as he went up for a jump shot from about 10 feet away along the left baseline. Now it's Prince Edward into the front court quickly. Zarius Jones will slow things down and take a bit of the air out of the ball. This Prince Edward defense has been pretty stingy so far, Oscar. We're 3 minutes into the ball game.
If there's any indication from the JV game, it's going to be a man's game down low. You're going to have to anticipate the contact.
I think you're exactly right. You're going to have to come with something strong, and you're really going to have to get pounded on for the referee to blow the whistle, at least down low, like you said. Jones will dribble to center. He's about 5 feet in front of the half-court stripe. Now he flips over to Isaiah Daly on the right side. Man-to-man defense for the Colonels. McClure giving Daly a little bit of ground. Hands back off the zone. Or Jones, pardon me. It's a pretty patient Prince Edward offense early here, Oscar.
Well, it is.
I don't know that we're really used to that.
No, and the Colonels are playing it tough man-to-man, and Prince Edward hadn't really taken 2 shots so far.
Just a motion offense for Prince Edward. Not really seeing many screens. They're just cycling through the paint, working it around the perimeter. This is a big man, Jair Haskins, going to dribble for a moment. Now he throws a line drive pass over to Daly. Back to the middle of the floor to Patterson. Meticulous, patient. Prince Edward hasn't gotten the ball inside the three-point line yet on this trip down the floor. There's a jab step from Jones. Poindexter's giving him about a 5-foot cushion. We're down to 3:50 left to play in the first quarter. That ball was knocked around loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch off Prince Edward. So the Eagles run off a lot of time, but not even a shot to show for it on the lengthy possession.
Yeah, and that can get frustrating. Nice job defensively by the Colonels. And like you said, really, Prince Edward controlled the ball, stayed in their offense. And then when you don't get a shot off, it can get frustrating.
Poindexter passes into the free throw line, to Galliard. Galliard gives it right back up. Still a zone defense from Altavista, and the Colonels certainly being very patient in attacking that. Galliard steps inside, has to muscle through some contact, shot up to the iron, and that will fall. We're tied 2-2 from the early bucket from the junior, Lawrence Galliard.
And again, it is a man's game down low.
Sure is. Jacob Adams is in the ball game for the Colonels. He's working against Nash. Nash was driving to the hole. They do whistle a foul there on Jacob Adams. Quantavis Nash missed the jump shot, but he'll go to the free throw line with 3:09 left to play in the first period. 2-2 the score. Oscar and I could count the shot attempts on one hand, and that's including that free throw that was just converted from Quantavis Nash. He gets the basketball back and fires.
He doesn't waste any time at all.
The referee knocked it right back to him. Nash, no dribble, no spin, just caught it, put it up, scores both. It's now a 4-2 Prince Edward lead. 3 minutes left to play in the first period. Colonel's working it around the zone again. McClure in the left corner. Now he'll dribble back towards center. They flip it around the horn. Malback has it in the right wing. Now it's right sideline to Adams. Colonel's in the black jersey scoring on the bucket closest to Oscar and I. We're courtside here at Prince Edward. McClure driving in from the left baseline. Foul bopped on the head and the shoulders. And that's a good call there, as there was definitely some contact for McClure. He'll go to the line with 2:42 left to play in the first.
One of the things to watch when the Colonel's on the offense, Daly, is when he's closing out on Josh on the wing, he's really running at him. If Josh can get by him, he should be able to have that little 12-foot mid-range jumper.
They catch that zone over-rotating, and then the final guy on the passing series makes a beeline to the basket. It's a great way to attack one of those over-shifting zone defenses. Lance Baines at the scorer's table waiting to go in for Josh McClure. McClure can make the second one. He already made the first. Second, no good. Galliard tracks down the rebound on the far sideline. Knocked out of bounds by an Eagle defender. That was Isaiah Daly. Basketball is going to stay with the Altavista Colonels, and Bain will get a chance to get in. Bain joins Malback, Galliard, Adams, and Poindexter. Comes the inbound play. Poindexter looking for somewhere to go. Flings it long near midcourt and finds the waiting arms of Jacob Adams.
Colonels are doing a good job moving the ball around the perimeter.
They are. I like the patience. They get it to the free throw line to Galliard for a moment. Now it's back out around the perimeter.
Well, watch Lance Bain. He hit 6 in a row right as warm-ups ended, so he was feeling it.
Bain can really shoot it from outside. He can shoot it from everywhere, really. Nice entry pass by Malback. He threw it in the mid-post to Lawrence Galliard. Galliard was fouled as he was catching the basketball. It'll be Altavista ball. It's the third team foul on Prince Edward. Colonels have 2 team fouls. They stack up at the left elbow. Poindexter will throw it long again to Jacob Adams. Same scenario as the last inbound play. 4-3, the advantage for Prince Edward. They're leading the Altavista Colonels with 2:10 left in the first period. Skip pass cross court to the right side to Bain. He'll fire for three. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound was contested, was pulled in by the Eagles, Mark Patterson.
Well, like Lawrence Galliard, he was going to go after that kind of loose ball, but he knew they couldn't get it. He pulled back and avoided the foul.
1:50 left to play in the first quarter. It's a 1-point Prince Edward lead. Subs at the table waiting to check in for the Colonels. Nash driving, got bodied up by Adams, and his shot will fall. Quantavis Nash with really a quick burst of speed to the hoop. Put the shot up from just outside the painted area.
Well, he set that up. He's gone backdoor a couple times.
Like the patient, methodical offense from Prince Edward. Again, it's not normally something you see from the Eagles.
Well, as good as he looked on those first two free throws, he barely drew iron on that.
Lead will stay at 5-3 for Prince Edward. Here comes Poindexter, firing from the left corner. Will not go in. Rebound is loose. Now McClure has it, stuck back up. That's good for two. We're tied 5-5. Second tie of the game. Colonels haven't led yet in the ball game, but we've had the two ties. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first period. Jones driving, firing on the far bucket. Floater wouldn't go in from 11 feet away, dead on. He's fouled, though, and there will be free throw opportunities for the senior, Zarius Jones. 1:16 left to play in the first quarter. We're tied 5-all. Jones first one rattles around the side of the iron, then does drop in. It's a 6-5 lead for the Eagles again. First quarter is brought to you by English's Your Complete Home Center. Feel how cold it is out there tonight, folks? You won't if you have the Carhartt gear from English's. At least it won't be as bad, OB.
No, it was cold. I had snow at the house this morning.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty out there all day. That wind was fierce. 7-5. Jones converts both the free throws, so it's a 2-point advantage for Prince Edward on top of the Altavista Colonels. Under 1 minute to play in this first quarter. Malback, pass fake. He'll drive, bump, floats backwards, off the bank, and in. We're tied again, 7-7.
Well, he learned that shot from his brother.
That was a
no
nice
question.
Probably could have blown the whistle there, but as you said, they're going to let him play tonight. It's kind of like a Y League game. You got to really get hit hard to warrant a foul being called in this one. We're tied 7-all. Prince Edward basketball in the front court. They're working left to right from Oscar and I's perspective down here courtside at Prince Edward High School. Down to 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Wouldn't be shocked to see the Eagles hold for the last shot. Nash, he'll dribble backwards and just retreat to the mid-court stripe. Looks at the defense. Left-hand dribble, now crosses over. Mormon was giving him not a whole lot of space, and he gets rid of it over to the left side to Jones. Jones taking his time, clock down to 7 seconds. Prince Edward, very casual, no hurry at all. Jones, spin move, he took too many steps. Clock will stop on the turnover with 3.1 seconds left. Colonels with a chance here for a buzzer beater, OB.
I said 3.1 seconds. We're tied at 7.
Looks like Altavista is going to try and throw it long. Into the front court. McClure skies up, catches, bounce to Malback. Malback head fake. Fade away three is no good at the horn, and the score will stay 7-all. Second quarter on the way between Prince Edward and Altavista when you return to 105.5 KD Country.
Compassionate Care Choices, Autumn Care, 24-hour skilled nursing, inpatient, outpatient, physical, occupational, and speech therapies. Autumn Care invites you to tour their facility. In 2016, receiving the bronze quality by the American Healthcare Association. 5-star rating by Centers for Medicare, Medicaid Services. Autumn Care, a member of Sabre Healthcare Group, serving Altavista and surrounding areas since 1989.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Prince Edward 7, Altavista 7. After one quarter of play, we saw both teams take some early timeouts. Both teams had their share of controlling the basketball, working it around the perimeter. It wasn't the most exciting of quarters, but hey, we're tied 7-7. It's a lot of fun for me and you.
Yeah, it is, and it's been like it's been physical down low and good defense by both teams. That 3-2 zone, Altavista, I like their movement against the ball. You talked about that last 3 seconds. Altavista had to go full court. The design was good. I think Mateo just kind of lost track of how much time was left. The pass went to Josh. Josh immediately fired it to the wing, and Mateo kind of hesitated. And when he did that, the Prince Edward player closed out on him, and he had to take a very contested jump shot.
It was just like they drew it up on the blackboard, just couldn't get the shot in. The scoreboard has changed. It now reads 8-7 Prince Edward. Check your notes there, Mr. Briggs, and we'll see what's happening. It was 7-7 prior to that. I don't think Prince Edward had a long two or anything like that. It may have been a missed free throw somewhere that the scoreboard didn't register. We'll keep our eye on it for the moment. I would feel sure that Coach Harris would be protesting because I think someone would have alerted it to him by now at this point, don't you think?
Well, yeah, I do, and that's what I had. I had 8-7, and then I looked at it, and I was like, well.
So you had it as 8-7.
Yeah, Nash hit the field goal, and he hit the 2 free throws, and then he missed 1 free throw on the and 1.
Prince Edward, that entire time we were talking, had possession of the basketball. Again, they were just sort of dribbling and passing around the perimeter, and they lost the ball on a drive attempt from Quantavious Nash. So that's a turnover, and we'll now call the score 8-7. 2 out of 3 dentists agree anyway about that score, 8-7.
Right.
Third dentist uses Colgate. They bounce inside to McClure, off the window, won't fall. Galliard had a chance to stick it back up and in, but couldn't really grab the basketball. Prince Edward in a hurry. Nash, beeline to the right side of the rim. That doesn't go. McClure got down there nicely.
How about a hustle play by Josh?
It's a 3-on-2 fast break. Mormon, ball swatted out of his hands as he put it up. And then they're going to call Jones for a travel. I thought they were going to get Malbeck for a foul.
So did Malbeck.
Again, I think you got to really clobber somebody to get the foul called tonight.
I thought, yeah. I mean, Chancellor went up strong, and that might have been all ball. But
well, I'm going to say this: we're just a minute and a half into this second quarter. Hold that thought. McClure scores from the left edge of the paint. It's a lead for the Altavista Colonels, their first one of the night. My point, Oscar, was going to be that I think the refs have been pretty doggone consistent about it. There's a block by Galliard. He used the right arm to swat a Zarius Jones shot, right off the rim. I mean, that's the one thing that any coach doesn't like is you let somebody get beat up on one end and then a touch foul on the other, but I don't think the refs have done that. I think they've been pretty consistent. Here comes a floater from Nash. That's good. Quantavious Nash finds ways to penetrate the defense. He's giving the lead right back to Prince Edward, 10-9.
He's a very, very smart, cagey ball player.
Cagey, yes, he is. Not enough people getting called cagey anymore, but I think he qualifies. Just under 6 minutes to play. Ronchez Graves is in the ballgame for Altavista. Here's McClure, center of the lane. The jump shot never drew iron. It's rebounded by Prince Edward. Nash will do the honors and just high-stepping into the front court slowly. Lost the ball, had to go retrieve it. Prince Edward with a 1-point advantage. 5:40 left to play in the half. Jones will now take control of the point for Prince Edward and slow things down. He'll come to set a screen for Nash. Nash works around it. He'll fire for 3. Good. Quantavious Nash giving Prince Edward their biggest lead of the evening. Now the board's calling this a long 2. It's a 12-9 score. Wow. I thought he was way behind it, too. I don't think he was in NBA range, but I thought he was a full step behind that three-point line. Galliard driving, lowers the shoulders and blows his way to the hole. Trims the Prince Edward lead. 4 for Lawrence. 12-11 is our score. For now. Yeah, they may change it again. James Scott is leaning on the scorer's table. I don't know if he's asking them if that was a 3 or not. Maybe he just needs a rest.
He's leaning on it. He's got a blow pop in his mouth. He looks pretty relaxed right now.
Gotta love James Scott. Over 500 wins in the career, by the way. Bob Alvis used to call him the Reverend. I think I'll just call him the Dean because he's been around longer than about any coach I can think of. 4.5 minutes left to play in the half. It's a 12-11 Prince Edward advantage. Colonels on defense right now. Eagles, again, methodical, taking their time around the perimeter. Sometimes there's a set play run. Other times it looks like an NBA offense where 3 guys are standing around. Chris Hicks into the game. He swings out and catches the basketball on the left wing, then gives it right back up. It's Mark Robertson working down the far sideline. Graves kept him in front nicely and forced him back out.
Graves has got great speed with his feet.
On the court for the Colonels, it's Ronchez Graves, Chancellor Mormon, Daquan Poindexter, Lawrence Galliard, Josh McClure. Shot off the window won't fall for Isaiah Daly. Altavista on the rebound there in the front court. Graves running the point guard spot at the moment for the Colonels. 3:49 left to play. in the second quarter. It's presented by English's, your complete home center. It's a zone defense for Prince Edward. It's been that way all evening. It's giving the Colonels some problems. It's at least making the Colonels slow down and stay in second or third gear all night. Poindexter, this is from NBA range, and it's good for three. It's another Altavista lead, our third lead change of the young game.
I was getting ready to say Daquan hadn't scratched yet.
Whew. There's an athletic lay-in from Zarius Jones. He was floating away from the basket to his right, whistled a line drive off the backboard that went down. We're tied again. How about our third tie of the ball game?
Jones and Nash, the only two players to score.
Incredible. McClure, left edge of the paint. First one won't go. He's got the rebound again. Now Mormon has it. He tried to alter the shot, saves it back in. It's deflected. Here comes Jones down the far sideline. High steps to the paint. Gets it off the window again. It will not fall. He hits the deck hard, though, and that's a foul. Believe they're probably getting Lawrence Galliard on this one. I think it's going to be the fourth team foul on the Altavista Colonels. It comes with 2:54 left to play in the half. It's tie ball game, 14 all.
They called that on Graves.
They may have really four Colonels kind of converged right there at the rim to keep Jones away. And they succeeded in stopping him from scoring the conventional way. Misses the first free throw. Second quarter brought to you by English is your complete home center and your home for Davis paint. It's made right here in the USA. It's made right here in Central Virginia. You can get it at English is your complete home center. Here's another timeout by James Scott after the made free throw. It's a 1-point Prince Edward lead. 2:54 left to play in the half on 105.5 KD Country.
For more than 103 years, we've offered special banking assistance to many nonprofit organizations. I'm Kathy Morgan with First National Bank, and we have a checking account just for nonprofits and faith-based organizations that has no minimum balance requirement and no monthly maintenance fee. We also specialize in offering financing when your group needs a loan. So come see us at First National Bank, and we'll provide your organization with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Prince Edward 15, Altavista 14. Just under 3 to play in the second quarter here on KD Country. The Prince Edward Pep Band has things rocking, Oscar. We used to just be Altavista, the Pep Band. Now Gretna's got one. Prince Edward's got one. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It has a kind of a college feel to it.
And they sort of double as that student section that can kind of try and get under the skin of the opposition, a la the Cameron Crazies and those kind of student sections. They've got some hijinks and some different bits they've got going on over there in the Pep Band. Not a big crowd in the gym here tonight, but it's an energetic one. 15-14. Colonels trail by 1. Malbeck going to change that with a three-pointer? Yes, he will. The triple. Good from straightaway by Mateo Malbeck, and here's a turnover right off the bat. They got Zarius Jones for taking too many steps. The Colonels with a 2-point lead and a possibility to extend it now in this possession.
That shot from the top of the key has been there.
Lob play for Galliard, and he dunks it home with 2 hands. Lawrence Galliard does extend the lead. They may have caught the Eagles' defense napping a little bit off the turnover. Nash driving. He's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. That'll stop play with 2:25 left in the half. But how about the Thunder on the alley-oop pass from Malbeck to Galliard?
It was emphatic.
They love doing it on that inbound play. It sets up so nice because Malbeck can just lob the ball softly to the front of the iron. Galliard floats up in the air and just dunks it home with 2 hands. They've done it a bunch this season. Some teams have been good about taking it away from them. But right there, they caught Prince Edward napping.
Yeah, Prince Edward has there have been 2 other inbounds possessions down this end that they've really shut that down. Not that time.
Nash converts both from the free throw line. Colonels lead down to 2 now, 19-17.
That foul was called on Christian Gilbert.
Gilbert newly entered into the game. He joins Malbeck, Galliard, McClure, and Poindexter. Gilbert driving right to left, got to the right edge of the paint, and then passed it up with a 2-hander. Now it's middle of the floor to Malbeck. He directs traffic for a moment. They swing it in the left corner to McClure. Back to Mateo Malbeck, just right of center, 2 feet beyond the three-point ring. They'll give it to Gilbert. Gilbert wants to drive, got off balance, and just sort of threw it haphazardly toward the rim, and that didn't work. It's rebounded by Prince Edward. Jones will slow things down again. He loves to walk it into the front court with that waist-high dribble. Poindexter's going to give him about a 5-foot cushion. Jones, he'll attack, got to the edge of the paint, floats it up, and it's good, and he's fouled. Poindexter can't believe it. Jones is one of those guys that just lulls you to sleep, doesn't he? Then he hits the burst of speed.
It's interesting that if you're down in the lane in this game so far, there's been a lot of contact. They're letting them play, but the little bump fouls on the one-on-one situations, they're not letting any of that nonsense go on. And I say nonsense kind of with a little bit of sarcasm.
Normally when you float away from the contact like Jones did too, you don't get the call. You got to go strong into the contact to get the call. 20-19, Zarius Jones converts the free throw. It's an old-fashioned three-point play, and now another lead change. 5 lead changes in this ball game, OB, to go along with 4 ties. So it's the definition of back-and-forth basketball tonight. Colonels trail by 1. Jacob Adams is back in the ball game for Altavista. Here's Galliard in the left mid-post. He was harassed as he was getting the basketball. Whistle blows. That's a foul. Stops play with 1:18 left to play in the half.
Yeah, that's the second foul on Zarius Jones. I'm sure he'll come out now. You can't leave him in with 1:18. Again, only 2 players that have scored.
Scoreboard shows Prince Edward with 14 fouls and Altavista with 17 fouls.
That looks about right.
They inbound to Galliard, this time more conventional. It was a bounce pass, and he finished off the window for 2. Guess what? Another lead change. Altavista on top, 21-20. 66 seconds left to play in the English's, your complete home center, second quarter. Prince Edward, motion offense around the horn in the perimeter. Zaire Haskins stands in between midcourt and the right sideline. Prince Edward in the home white jerseys.
Jacob Adams is drawing the straw to be on Nash, and he's got more length than Nash does. And again, Nash and Jones, the only 2 players that have scored for Prince Edward.
That's hard to believe. Poindexter was the only guy that scored for Altavista for the better part of 2 quarters on Friday night, and the Colonels survived that, so maybe it can work out just fine. Here's Arthur Wright into the ball game for Prince Edward. He'll hold it between the circles, looks inside the defense for a moment, now hands off to Nash. Nash shook Adams loose with a nice little crossover move, but never got any penetration. Prince Edward trailing by 1. We're down to 10 seconds left in the half. Eagles clearly holding for the last shot. This is Tyvon Spencer in the game. It's over to Nash, right-hand dribble, bump, down to 4 seconds. He sees the clock. 30-foot three-pointer is up and no good at the horn. Altavista will go into the locker room with a 1-point advantage, 21-20. Subway halftime show on the way. You return, 105.5 KD Country.
Whatever your truck, car, SUV needs are, Highview Motors GMC has it all, from small to tall. New to pre-owned, offering more than just GMC sales. Highview Motors GMC provides 24-hour towing, full-service body shop, state inspection, transmissions, everything in between. Highview Motors GMC, providing top-quality service since 1961.
Highview Motors GMC.
The Altavista Office of Economic Development invites you to come find one of a kind with Altavista's unique shops, stores, and restaurants waiting for you. Personal service from local businesses. Jumpstart your business with the Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow with a variety of business loans available and supporting the Altavista Colonels basketball team. Good luck on another winning season.
841-1580. That's the number to know this winter when your heat pump is in trouble. D.L. Bryant Heating and Cooling is the name to know for all your heating and air issues. Call 841-1580 to get Donnie and his team to your house or business fast. 841-1580. That's 434-841-1580. D.L. Bryant Heating and Cooling. The name to know this winter. The number to know, 841-1580.
PCM Industrial of Altavista offers mobile welding and repair services, fully equipped service trucks, certified craftsmen, and quick response to satisfy your needs. Contact PCM Industrial at powerconstruction.com. PCM Industrial is a fully insured Class A licensed contractor, OSHA and MSHA compliant. PCM Industrial Services of Altavista wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista Colonels basketball team good luck in another winning season.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show returns. Altavista with a 1-point advantage against Prince Edward, 21-20. I'm Kyle. He's Oscar. Let's step aside for a quick timeout. We'll get our thoughts together. We'll do some stats, and we'll be back with the second half before you know it between Prince Edward and Altavista. It's a 1-point Colonel lead. It's the Subway halftime show on 105.5 KD Country.
Napa know-how.
If your hatch, trunk, or hood won't stay open, your lift supports need replacing. Luckily, Napa has Turbo lift supports for $10 off a pair. So unless you think an old 2x4 is a suitable replacement, get some Turbo lift supports, now $10 off a pair. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 2/28/17.
Brought to you by Napa of Altavista.
At Subway, Monday is no longer Monday. It's Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day. That's the $3.50 sub of the day. Subway has a different 6-cent sub of the day every day of the week. Each has no artificial flavors or colors from artificial sources. For just $3.50, it's a great sub for a great price. Wednesday, that's Turkey Breast Day. Friday, Tuna Day. The $3.50 sub of the day every day at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charges for extras and deluxe plus tax may not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
English is
so much more.
English is
More than a hardware store.
English is.
My friends may call me the perfectionist, but at English's Building Supply, my neighborhood Davis paint dealer, they greet me by name. You see, I like to get things done exactly right, especially when it comes to my many painting projects. So I'm at English's Building Supply a lot, whether it's mixing the perfect Davis paint for my project or offering great incentives. They do business just the way I like it, perfectly. English's on North Main Street, Altavista.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905. Personal, memorable memorial moments, celebrating life and more. Pretty arrangements with confidence, trust and care from our family to yours. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Your home for Colonel Sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show returns. Eat fresh at 2 Altavista area locations. Inside the Walmart on Clarion Road, and of course, the Main Street location. Oscar, you and I always find a way to have fun, don't we? Wherever we go.
We do.
We have a blast.
And, you know, we encounter different situations on the road. Boy, when they pop up, sometimes it helps to have MacGyver in the house.
How good are we on the fly? I mean, we have a game plan, of course, but we're like Peyton Manning. We'll get to the line of scrimmage and audible whenever we need to, whenever we see fit. It's a decent Colonel crowd that's made the drive up here. A couple of our regular fans, guys like Lee Stinnett, Robert Duff, and a few other names that you might know. We'll send some shout-outs out there to folks that tune in on the regular, of course. I see. Sorry, we got sidetracked there. And it's a lot of fun. The shout-outs that I was thinking, let's send a shout-out to our dear buddy Caleb Melton there. He's a Colonel football player who helps out with the filmography for the Altavista basketball team. And we'll say hello to Dan Kaufman and Mike Kinlaw and, who else? Faye Dalton, Danny Barber, Sugar Daddy, Earl Hackworth, all big-time Colonel basketball fans.
Buddy Steve Hill might be listening.
Steve Hill tuned in, of course. He's a big golfer and a big sports fan, and he's also a big Galax fan.
Yeah,
you know that.
He's Maroon. That's where he went to high school. He's a Maroon guy.
Tide, yeah. We're fans of them, too. Who else? Maybe some folks at the Lady Colonels game tuned in, thinking about people like Robbie Rice and our dear friend Mrs. Mormon, Dave Mabry. Somebody send me a score. Let's see what's going on down there in Altavista. They're taking on the Lady Eagles tonight as well. OB, I think my train's officially off the track and unavailable for action. Why don't you throw out some stats for us?
First for the Colonels. It was Mateo Malbach with 5, Daquan Poindexter with 3, Lawrence Galliard with 8, and Josh McClure with 5. Pretty easy for Prince Edwards. Arias Jones with 10 and Quantavis Nash with 10.
I know we've seen a lot of great 1-2 punches They're pretty good. I don't know if we've seen a 1-2 punch dominate the scoring like that, though. I mean, I guess it's easy if you're a coach. I mean, you put your best 2 defenders on them, and even the other 3 guys, you place some special emphasis with the help defense and that sort of thing. I mean, I'd say it's easy. It's easy on paper. It's harder to execute out there in the game.
Both Nash and Jones are extremely athletic, built totally different. Nash is smaller, quick, very fundamentally sound, handles the ball well, does all the little things. Backdoor, he'll set the backdoor screen. He'll do whatever is necessary. Jones is more of a slasher, a pure, rangy type athlete.
Yeah, Jones, you can tell when you look at him, he's a basketball player. He's got the basketball build. Nash is a little more muscular. He almost looks like he'd be a good football player, and he is a football player. I don't say he looks like he would be. He does play on the Prince Edward football team. We'll step aside for one final time out here in the Subway halftime show. We'll be ready for second half action between the Altavista Colonels and the Prince Edward Eagles. It's Altavista 21, Prince Edward 20. It's the Subway halftime show on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
I'm Greg Walker with an exciting new offer from Fellers Chevrolet. Purchase any new or used vehicle of Fellers and receive a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty and a 3-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Again, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a 3-day money-back guarantee. At Fellers Chevrolet, we stand behind what we sell, and we save you money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical, licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today, 309-2266, 309-2266, Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Brought to you by English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Hello, this is Jerry Miley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Third quarter set to get underway here from Prince Edward High School. Colonels on top, 21-20. Oscar, foresee any halftime changes made by either coach?
No, I think it's worked. Both teams, it's worked well for both coaches. That 3-2 zone has been difficult for the Colonels. They're going to have to knock down some outside shots and find a way to penetrate and kick it out.
He hit a couple threes in that first half. But, yeah, I think if they could hit some long balls, it would loosen up that zone just a little bit. There's a traveling violation on the Altavista Colonels. So it's an early turnover to start the third period here. 7:38 left to play in the third. 21-20. Colonels lead. The Prince Edward Eagles. Eagles in the home white, scoring on the left-hand basket here. That's the near basket for Oscar and I were down court side at Prince Edward High School. Jones has it, working between the circles. Now he gets to the top of the key, nearly lost it, regathered, flips to Mark Patterson. Patterson's soft jumper will not go. Galliard had the rebounds in his hand, but it got knocked out of there by Isaiah Daly. Nice athletic play by Daly, and here's an athletic play by Mormon to save it. Mormon ends up in the front row, takes a seat next to a cheerleader, kind of says, hey, how you doing?
They're going to call fan interference on that.
Mormon.
I've been watching high school basketball a long time. I don't know if I've ever seen fan interference called.
I've seen it a few times when it should have been called, but, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it called either. It's Altavista basketball. Mormon, they're saying, didn't really have a chance to save it inbounds like he would have.
He didn't have a chance to save it, I don't think.
He ended up nearly in the lap of a cheerleader. It's Altavista ball in the front court, scoring on the far basket. McClure off the window. Ooh, tough shot, couldn't get it to fall, touched a lot of rim. Here comes Nash in a hurry, bringing it down the far sideline. Sidesteps Mormon, throws it to the rim. No call there. Nash has got legitimate beef on that one.
Coach Scott is, he about threw his blow pop out.
Daquan Poindexter for three. Bingo from the left wing. That extends the Colonel's lead 21-20. He's holding on to that blow pop.
He's dapper tonight, too.
Like a kid that just got his allowance on a Saturday morning. And, yes, James Scott always dapper, going with the bow tie tonight. Jones off the window and good from the right side, coming down the right edge of the paint. 24-22. Altavista's lead trimmed to 2. 6 minutes even left to play in this third quarter. That's brought to you by English is your complete home center. Malbeck takes a long three-pointer, bounces to the free throw line. He got poked out of there by Jones, and Malbeck got it back. Nice passing down low, and Galliard will finish it. How about the unselfish short passing by the Colonels? Malbeck got a loose ball, drove to the hoop. He got about 5 feet away. He dumped it off to a cutting Josh McClure, who grabbed it, never stopped moving, and then fed to Lawrence Galliard, who was attacking the front of the rim.
Love the unselfishness, the tight passing, the interior passing was great. Like the hustle. That was a 50-50 ball Mateo got, and showed off some football skills, really took some full contact and just kind of plowed through, grabbed the ball, went through the Prince Edward player.
That was good stuff from Malbeck. Mateo's really turning his game up. He missed that one game in the Christmas tournament because of the ankle. I think since then he's been getting better and better. He may take a charge right now. He did. That's an offensive foul on number 4, Mark Patterson. Patterson was left alone momentarily. You can hear Coach Harris say, whose man is it? And Malbeck stepped in there to fill the lane and take the charge. Timeout on the court. Colonels leading 27-22. 5:40 left to play in the third quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
Compassionate Care Choices, Autumn Care, 24-hour skilled nursing, inpatient, outpatient, physical, occupational, and speech therapies. Autumn Care invites you to tour their facility. In 2016, receiving the bronze quality by the American Healthcare Association. 5-star rating by Centers for Medicare, Medicaid Services. Autumn Care, a member of Sabre Healthcare Group, serving Altavista and surrounding areas since 1989.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Mateo Malbeck helping the Colonels get a 27-22 lead against the Prince Edward Eagles. They get the inbound play. Let's see what the senior, the man with no drawback, can come up with here on this possession for Altavista. Down low in the hands of McClure at the moment. Now it's back to Mateo between the circles. Jacob Adams is in the ball game for Altavista. He joins Malbeck, McClure, Daquan Poindexter, and Lawrence Galliard. Still the zone defense, the 3-2 zone, bit unconventional for Prince Edward. They are definitely slowing Altavista down, though. McClure, power move to the hole from the left block. He gets it to go with some contact. That's going to be an and one opportunity for the senior, number 30, Josh McClure.
This is one of the better games for ball movement that I've seen that the Colonels have had this year. First half was meticulous, and really the second half so far with 5:10 remaining in the third quarter. It's early, but they've moved the ball extremely well against this 3-2 zone.
McClure sinks the free throw. It's an 8-point advantage for Altavista now. Does it surprise you that it's such good ball movement against a weird zone, too, a 3-2 zone? Nash makes some contact, and he fades away from 15 feet. That jumper won't go. McClure tight ropes the far sideline. He's going right to the basket, lowers his left shoulder, takes some contact. Never really got the ball out of his hands, but he was in the act of shooting. He's kind of scratching his head right now.
He's scratching his head because they said he wasn't in the act of shooting. And really, to get that, you got to at least get the ball out. He kind of hung on to it.
Fouls on number 4, Mark Patterson. It's the 4th one on Prince Edward as a team this half. None for the Altavista Colonels yet. Colonels lose the ball in the inbound, though. Patterson, left side of the paint. Now McClure returns the favor and really bodies up Patterson for a foul, and that should be in the act of shooting. 4:48 remaining in the third quarter. Colonel's lead 30-22 against the Eagles from Prince Edward. Mark Patterson will do the honors on the shooting foul. Somebody's got to get in the scorebook here other than Jones and Nash, and he does. Rattles it in. That ball tried to jump out of the rim, though, didn't it?
It did, and that ends a 9-2 run here, opening up the third quarter.
It was a 1-point Altavista lead at halftime. It was a 1-point Prince Edward lead at the end of the first quarter. Mark Patterson sinks both. It's now a 6-point Altavista advantage. Poindexter will walk it down from backcourt to front court, just left of center. Now it's over right sideline to Lance Bain. Bain looks at the defense, couple pass fakes, then gets rid of it. Back in the hands of Malbeck. He's the pivot man in the middle of the court against this 3-2 zone. 4:25 left to play in the third. Altavista 30, Prince Edward 24. Malbeck with a touch pass to Adams at the free throw line. Jacob Adams could not control it. It's another turnover for Altavista. Back-to-back there, OB.
Yeah, I think that one caught Jake by surprise, that little touch pass. But Jones really gets his hand underneath the ball.
He does. Here comes the jump shot from Jones. No good. McClure calmly grabs a rebound that was redirected to him by a Prince Edward player. Malbeck, nifty move in traffic, throws the bullet past the Poindexter left wing. Daquan driving. He's bumped in the hips and the shoulders, and the shot was too strong, but part of that was because of the foul, and now Daquan Poindexter. A chance from the charity stripe with 3:53 left to play in the third.
Colonel's been very efficient tonight.
They really have. A lot of balls inside. I bet you they've got a lot of points in the paint, a couple three-pointers, some from the free throw line as well, obviously. Galliard back in the game for McClure. It's Adams, Bain, Galliard, Poindexter, and Malbeck.
Chancellor Mormon getting ready to come in for Daquan. Coach Harris has done a good job going. Heck, everybody's, with the exception of Traquan Palmer, everybody's played tonight.
Mormon is in the ball game as Daquan Poindexter sinks both of them. It's a 32-24, 8-point lead for Altavista. 3:49 left to play in the third period. It's brought to you by English's, your complete home center on North Main Street in Altavista. Patterson driving, hugs the basketball as he rises and attempts to fire. Got handcuffed by Chancellor Mormon. That's a foul. This time Mormon seems to agree with the call, shaking his head yes. Mark Patterson will go back to the free throw stripe. He just made two from there about 20 or 30 seconds ago.
Nice looking stroke.
For the Eagles, it's Jair Haskins, Mark Patterson, Isaiah Daly, Quantavis Nash, and number 10, Tyvon Spencer, a sophomore in the game for the home team. Patterson cans the first with 3:51 left to play in the third. A reminder, folks, make your plans to join Oscar and I either in person or on the radio tomorrow night from Appomattox High School. Subway pregame show on around 6:45, although we were on early today.
Nice.
Galliard with a good move to create some space and really just snake his way through the lane there for two. 34-25, Colonel's lead at 10. Nash, scoop lay-in, rattled around the rim, but wouldn't fall down. He's jockeying for his own rebound. That one's off the window and down. Good hustle there by Quantavis Nash.
He's a gritty little ball player.
We saw him in warm-ups. We didn't know what to think of him. Mormon with a nice little lay-in.
Off the assist from Lawrence Galliard, that interior pass, and you get into the middle of that zone, and the Colonels are doing a great job cutting out of that zone from the wings and getting down low.
Altavista's lead back to 9, 36-27. Both teams trading some baskets now, scoring pace picking up just a little bit. It was 21-20 Altavista at the end of the first half. 2:45 left to play in the third period. Eagles in the front court left, and Mark Patterson's going to get fouled with a reach-in from Chancellor Mormon. That's the Colonel's fourth team foul. Go along with 4 team fouls from Prince Edward. Or is it just the third? I thought the scoreboard might change. Mormon will stay in the game. He's picked up 2 fouls in a matter of moments. Substitutes in to join Chancellor Mormon, Ronchez Graves and Josh McClure. Adams and Galliard will stay. Officials telling number 10, Tyvon Spencer, that he's got to get out.
He was 6 players on the court.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and not to get into a long-winded discussion here, but back in the day, they wouldn't tell you to get off. They just tee you right up.
Right.
Maybe that's good officiating, though. I mean, don't give an unnecessary technical foul when you can just say, hey, coach, you've got 6.
And it was a dead ball. They did catch it before that.
Sure.
Ooh, what a head
Good
fake.
crossover and a head fake by Jones, and Mormon recovered to strip it out of his hands. Good defensive play there by Mormon. He was really beat on the nice penetration dribble by Zarius Jones.
I think Jones thought he was fouled.
May have a legitimate gripe there, too. Galliard with the dunk, the right-hander. Nobody stepped in front of the Dragon. Lawrence Galliard.
That comes from the interior pass, and when he's been able to get in that position before, they kind of stayed with him. He's dished the ball off. That time they spread the floor to cover the cutting players, and he was wide open. He hammered that ball home.
Absolutely right. I think Galliard set it up with all the passing prior to that, and the Dragon taking flight and ripping the rim with the right hand. Gives the Colonels an 11-point lead, their biggest of the night. 1:44 left to play in the third period. Lawrence Galliard and the Altavista Colonels turning their game up to level 10, it seems like right now. Inbound play goes to Jair Haskins. He took too many steps. It was subtle, but you and the referee saw it at virtually the same time. He just sort of dragged that right foot.
Yeah, it's almost like he was changing pivot feet or something. He just kind of was waiting for the play to develop and stopped paying attention to what he was doing.
1:42 remaining in the third quarter. Christian Gilbert's back in the ballgame for Altavista. He joins McClure, Galliard, and Mormon. Graves also in there. He picked up his dribble in the middle of the court, then he whistles it over right wing to Christian Gilbert. 90 seconds left to play in the third. It's an 11-point Altavista lead.
Watch for this.
Remember McClure. Fast move from the left baseline. Got it off the window in the side of the iron, but it wouldn't go in.
I thought this combination might be a little bit more patient.
Jones, bump. Basketball will end up at our feet over here at the press table. It'll go to the Altavista Colonels. Jones lost it, may have lost it right off his knee. It looks almost like Zarius Jones is forcing things just a little bit, OB. James Scott questioning the call with the official as they walk into the front court.
Ongoing dialogue tonight.
We've seen that a lot. Didn't see it as much Friday night. I meant to tell you that on the ride up. Not too much discussion between the officials and the coaches and the players. Down to 57 seconds left in the third quarter. Ronchez Graves just dribbling at midcourt. Nobody from the Prince Edward defense coming out to mark him, so why not take some time off if you're Altavista? They lead by 11. It would seem that the initiative would be on Prince Edward to make Altavista do something. Graves is in no hurry. He's got the ball tucked between his left arm and his hip.
Nash and Lawrence Galliard got some dialogue going on. Nash was a little bit befuddled that they're not coming out. Coach Scott's having them stay back in place.
Everybody's got the stop sign on. Prince Edward trailing by 11. Maybe he figures Altavista's going to hold for the last shot anyway.
Well, they will now.
Down to 15 seconds, and here's a timeout from Coach Troy Harris. Let's take the timeout with him. Altavista leading by 11, 38-27 against the Prince Edward Eagles. 13.7 seconds left to play in the third quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
This is 100% convenient mobile banking with local First National Bank.
With our FirstNet mobile app, you can securely check balances, make deposits, pay bills, transfer money, and much more.
It's easy to use, and we even have a video demo on our website at firstnetbk.com.
And it's free, so search FirstNet mobile app and download it for free today.
Remember, banking from anywhere, anytime will help you bring home more bacon.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Maybe both coaches getting a chance to set up their late quarter strategy. We've got 13.7 seconds left in the third period. It's a 38-27 Altavista advantage against Prince Edward. I think Coach Harris just wanted to review a last-second type of play, something the Colonels may need down the road in a tight game.
The Colonels have done a good job getting the ball to the baseline and penetrating off that baseline.
Colonel's got an inbound. There was a double team on Ronchez Graves. He passed along that far sideline to Christian Gilbert. They whistled Christian Gilbert for a traveling violation. 9.1 seconds.
Very similar to what happened to Haskins on this end.
Prince Edward basketball. They've got some time here. Clock down to 6 in the quarter. Jones driving, finger roll finish, will fall. Crafty move there by Jones. Altavista doesn't hustle over to the basketball. Time will run out on the third quarter. Altavista still leading by 9, 38-29. Fourth period on the way when you return to 105.5 KD Country.
Whatever your truck, car, SUV needs are, Highview Motors GMC has it all, from small to tall. New to pre-owned, offering more than just GMC sales. Highview Motors GMC provides 24-hour towing, full-service body shop, state inspection, transmissions, everything in between. Highview Motors GMC, providing top-quality service since 1961.
Highview Motors GMC.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista 38, Prince Edward 29. I'm Kyle Hoehne. He is the excitable boy. Agent Zero, Oscar Briggs. Our sound engineers are Eleanor and Katie. Seen a good basketball game here, OB. The third quarter clearly dominated by the Colonel.
Colonel's outscored 17-9. Outscored Prince Edward 17-9 in that quarter. Led by Lawrence Galliard with 7, including a thunderous dunk.
Yeah, that was fun. He's had 2 of them tonight. A two-hander on the baseline alley-oop inbound pass from Mateo Malbach. And the second one he just caught from about 15 feet away. One dribble, got to the rim quickly, and really just punishing the basketball and the rim with the jackhammer slam. The Eagles seem like they're still full of confidence here, OB. Darius Jones, step back three-pointer on the way and good. Maybe that's why they're full of confidence. Jones with the NBA type of step-back three. That gets his team within 6. Nash, pressure defense on Poindexter. Here's a double team in the corner. They try to go to Galliard. Oh, things are getting scrappy out there now. Crowd's coming alive. Eagle bench is coming alive. Nash to the hole, fouled by Mateo Malbach. He had Malbach on skates. Mateo just working backwards the entire time. This will send Quantavich Nash to the free throw line with 7:25 left to play in our ball game.
A little bit of variation that time defensively as they went into a little jump trap out of that zone.
It's almost like Coach James Scott has been saving that for the fourth quarter here. You know, didn't want to show it too early. Didn't want the Colonels to have a chance to get adjusted to it. Saving it here for the second half. See if Altavista can adjust on the fly. Nash cans both of them. And here's another timeout from head coach James Scott of the Prince Edward Eagles. They've trimmed the Altavista lead. It's 38-34 Colonels at the moment. 7:25 left to play in the fourth on 105.5 KD Country.
The Altavista Office of Economic Development invites you to come find one of a kind with Altavista's unique shops, stores, and restaurants waiting for you. Personal service from local businesses. Jumpstart your business with the Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow with a variety of business loans available and supporting the Altavista Colonels basketball team. Good luck on another winning season.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Altavista 38, Prince Edward 34. We've got 7:25 left to play in regulation. Colonels have seen their 11-point lead whittled down to 4, Oscar, and certainly the momentum appears to be back in the favor of Prince Edward.
7-0 run, and 5 of that has all been here in this quarter. 7:20 remaining in the fourth quarter.
They got the bucket late to end the third quarter as well when it looked like Altavista wanted to hold for the last shot. Malbach knifing through the defense, and then he finds a cutting Josh McClure working left to right. McClure deposits the two-pointer off the window and in. There's a good response.
Absolutely.
Jones driving floater got deflected by McClure. Altavista scrambles for the loose ball. Here comes Poindexter. He'll dunk one home. Chancellor Mormon helped scoop up the loose ball. He fed it down the court with a lead pass to Daquan Poindexter, who finished with the dunk. Jones with the wraparound lay-in with some English off the window. Now it's getting good out here, folks. 42-36. Both teams are back and forth, giving it their all. Colonels with the lead at the moment by 6.
Looks like they're in trying to figure out, Kyle. They're in the zone, and they're trapping out of it. It almost looks like a 2-3, but they've got one of the points out like in a 1-3-1 out front at the top of the key.
It's interesting. Mormon fakes a 3, then he took too many steps. They called a lot of travels tonight.
Really
These
have.
officials really pay close attention to the footwork.
They really have. Colonel's up by 6:14 remaining here in the ball game.
You better be sound with that footwork with this crew. I mean, that's something you can get away with in practice all day long, but not when the whistles come out, not when the striped shirts step onto the floor. 5:57 left to play in the ball game. Here's Nash. He'll step back for a three-pointer. Just barely nicked the front of the iron, but there's Mark Patterson with the putback. That won't fall from straight away 2 feet. Galliard got the rebound and cleared it away nicely for Altavista. Malback behind the back dribble, now between the legs. Feeds it down in the left corner to Josh McClure. He'll send a 40-foot baseball pass near midcourt to Poindexter. He goes to the free throw line of Galliard. Good ball moving again. Malback, three-pointer on the way. Too strong. Bounced up high and hit the top of the backboard. That's a dead ball.
Coach Harris is arguing to say no, it didn't touch the top of the backboard.
That's on the far end from us. I didn't get a great look at it, to be honest with you. It was a high rebound for sure. And Prince Edward might have got the rebound anyway, so it may be a moot point. 42-36, Altavista on top. Prince Edward?
We don't want to philosophize on that.
Not too much. Jones got some body contact from Mateo Malback that the official didn't care for. Whistle blows and stops play with 5:18 left. It's an on-the-floor foul. It's Altavista's 6th. Next one puts Prince Edward in the bonus situation. Nash sprints into the backcourt to receive the inbound pass. He's guarded by Jacob Adams. Adams trying to keep him in front. Nash just going to muscle through. Shot attempt, got nowhere close. Malback got tangled up with Quantavious Nash.
Yeah, Malback went way up to get that rebound.
He did.
And Nash came back.
Nash kind of put him in arm lock there almost. The official discussing things, and he's telling both teams to stop the conversation. Oh, it's a technical. It's a double technical. One's on Mateo Malback. One is on Quantavious Nash, I believe.
Yep. That's exactly the official said. I've got it. We've kind of gathered both teams together and said that's enough.
You don't shoot on these double technicals anymore. However, it does add another personal foul to each man's ledger. Malback will come out for a breather. Ronchez Graves is in the ball game now. Graves, Adams, Poindexter, Galliard, and McClure, the 5 on the court right now for Altavista. I'm Kyle. He's Oscar. 54 years of award-winning high school sports on KD Country. Easy for me to say.
Yep.
4:55 left to play in the fourth period. We can still have fun, though. There's that pass to McClure. Yeah, McClure had the baseline. Tried to give it up on the pass to Galliard. Now he's on the floor diving after it. It's a jump ball tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it with Altavista.
Like the hustle by Josh. It wasn't the best decision. He passed into some heavy traffic, but I'm not going to fault. The interior passing has been spectacular tonight.
It's a spirited affair out there right now. Colonels will inbound baseline right. Poindexter bounces into McClure. He's got position, and he got muscled out of there. He'll muscle his way back in, off the glass, and down for 2. Josh McClure, the blue-collar man working hard from the left post.
You know, Josh, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Josh is actually finishing better when there's heavy contact. He's been a little bit inconsistent this year, but certainly when there's contact, it seems to me that he's a little bit more concentration and finishes a little bit stronger.
You and I were pointing out, too, when he can use the glass, when he gets in from one of those angles, seems to have a very high percentage. The officials are discussing something. I'm not sure what the discussion should be.
It was alternating possession. Who got the ball?
All right, they gave Altavista the basketball, and they inbounded it. And McClure scored on the inbounds play. Looks like they're going to give McClure a free throw here. He did score the basket.
Well, here's the thing. What did they, on the double technical, what did they do?
Oh, yeah. Possession should alternate there, probably correct. Yeah, absolutely. McClure's going to shoot it Looks like it's going to work out in the Colonel's favor. Right-hander stroke off the window and in. Oh, that's old school. Poindexter's got a steal on the inbound. Half the Colonels didn't even realize they had the ball back. They lead by 9. Coach Harris will call a timeout. I think it was a good idea, too. We'll take the timeout. Altavista leading by 9. 45-36. We've got 4:36 left to play in the ball game on 105.5 KD Country.
841-1580. That's the number to know this winter when your heat pump is in trouble. D.L. Bryant Heating and Cooling is the name to know for all your heating and air issues. Call 841-1580 to get Donnie and his team to your house or business fast. 841-1580. That's 434-841-1580. D.L. Bryant Heating and Cooling. The name to know this winter. The number to know, 841-1580.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Josh McClure converts an old-fashioned three-point play to get the Colonels' lead back up to 9, 45-36.
And what's been a game of runs here in this second half after a 7-0 run from Prince Edward. Colonels answer with a 7-2 run on their own and have a chance to build on that here now. And officials are still discussing that alternating possession situation.
Altavista grabbed the lead in the second quarter. They led 21-20 at halftime. We had 6 lead changes in the first half. None here in the second half, though. The Colonels have been in charge the whole time, although Prince Edward did get the Altavista lead whittled down to 4 at one point. Graves will drive, passes back out near the midcourt stripe to Daquan Poindexter. Colonels clearly killing some time here against the zone defense from Prince Edward. Graves, penetration again, then he reverses course, backs out toward the timeline. Now he's in trouble, holds on to the ball, used up about 4 of the 5-second count. It's in the left corner to McClure. Studies the defense, couple waist-high dribbles, looking for somewhere to go. Finds Adams at the free throw line. Now it's Graves. He'll shovel inside back to McClure. Josh McClure's first one was blocked. Power dribble, off the window and in, but they called him for traveling violation. And that may have been the right one. McClure was spending a lot of time down there. He went to the power dribble, which I know you don't prefer. There's a place for it. Oh, well, good point. There is definitely a place for it.
Daquan almost picked up the steal.
We're over halfway through this fourth quarter. Jones, another step-back three. Nearly went in. Off the front of the iron, couldn't fall. Galliard gathers the rebound just outside the left edge of the key. Graves, low, knee-high dribble, nearly lost it. Galliard penetrating, flips off to McClure, and that one will go in off the window.
Just another outstanding job of interior passing.
Two-man game there from Galliard and McClure. Lawrence penetrated, Josh finished. Galliard's racking up the assists.
Really is. In addition to 2 Thunder dunks.
Yeah, he enters the ball game averaging 1.2 assists a game. He's got more than that now. Good defensive stop there as the Colonels converge to really not get a block, but force a bad shot from Nash that never touched the iron.
Nash and Jones both are good at initiating contact, but that time the Altavista defender retreated and just went up vertical, and Nash made contact and fell down.
It's back up to an 11-point lead for Altavista. Graves with a dandy move to get in there, and they whistle him for too many steps.
That was a nice play. I think official missed that one.
Another turnover there. I mean, it was a slick entry with the dribble, and then a pocket pass to find McClure that got taken away. Patterson will try a three-pointer. No good. Offensive board here from Prince Edward, though. Now Nash will fire from 3, and that is good. The Eagles really needed that. They were down by 11 for the moment. Now it's only an 8-point deficit, 47-39. At some point, Prince Edward's going to have to match up with the man they did. Okay.
Exactly right, Kyle. That's what I was getting ready to say there.
Graves, far sideline. He'll put up a shot. Rare time we get to see the young Ronchez Graves firing to the rim, and he was fouled in the process. That's actually a pretty heady play. He knew he had his defender out of position.
Well, I like the addition of Graves to this varsity team. He adds a dimension. We talked about it. He's a tough ball handler. He's compact. He's strong with the ball. He can penetrate.
Missed the free throw badly. 2-13.
And the thing is, when he was on the JV squad, he was a pretty good free throw shooter. He's laughing about it.
Sometimes that's all you can do. Update from the Lady Colonels contest. They lead 28-23 in the third period. Graves' second one was better, but it didn't go in. Daquan Poindexter got the offensive rebound for the Colonels. There's a steal by Zarius Jones at midcourt. Behind the back dribble. Galliard tried to pick his pocket. McClure blocked it instead. Adams comes up with the loose ball. Great team defense there to hustle back and put a stop to the Zarius Jones fast break. We're under 2 minutes to play. Prince Edward might want to think about the intentional foul now.
And the first one they'll foul will probably be Graves after that exhibition.
They trail by 8. Great bounce pass from Adams to McClure. Turnaround hook shot, good from Josh McClure. Good grief. It's like a reincarnation of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And he hit back. He really was like Jaminski.
Three-pointer hoisted up from Patterson won't go. McClure's got a rebound. 90 seconds left. Eagles going to foul or not? They trail by 10. McClure races it into the front court along the right sideline. Now it's over left sideline to Poindexter. He's going to take some air out of the ball. I don't know if James Scott wants his team to foul yet or not.
Does.
Yes, he does. That's a foul right there on Poindexter. It was a little late after Daquan had gotten rid of the basketball. You could make a case that that might be an intentional foul. Altavista leads by 10, 49-39. You got a minute 13 left to play here in the Englishes, your complete home center. Fourth quarter.
Be a 1-1 for Daquan.
Poindexter enters the ball game shooting right at 70% from the charity stripe.
And we documented that he's better than that late when the game's on the line.
Sure.
So, good situation. 1:13 remaining. Colonel's up by 10 here in the fourth quarter. Daquan to Poindexter at the line shooting 1-1.
Colonel's pretty indifferent as a team all season, Oscar, from the charity stripe. They were 10 for 21 against Chatham on Friday. Back in the first meeting against Prince Edward, really had probably their best free throw shooting night of the season, 15 for 20 as a team. Officials take some time again. We talk about dialogue and how we've seen a lot of it lately. This is as much dialogue with the scorers table as we've ever seen, I think, at least this season. Maybe not ever. This season, though. Looks like we're nearly ready to go. And they'll send the basketball to Daquan Poindexter for a 1-1.
Nash just ran into the free throw circle.
So they're
going to let him shoot again. That's it.
They call the lane violation on Altavista. Missed shot is a lane violation on Altavista.
And the discussion on that last call at the scorers table is how many fouls Nash had. And one of those was the technical.
Right. All right, the ball got put in play for a moment. Then the official said, no, bring it back. We want to restart it. 2 seconds ran off the clock. I don't know if James Scott noticed that or not. And, yeah, they're going to put more time on the clock. This end-of-game situation is really bogging down here, Oscar.
Yeah, they did. They got it up to 113. Coach Harris.
Prince Edward trailing by 10. They've got to go, though. Jones, he'll run it into the front court. Angles left to right, now gets to the top of the key. Passes off to Tyvon Spencer. That three-pointer no good. Rebound being battled for. The last touch off the right arm of Jacob Adams. So it'll stay with the Prince Edward Eagles. We've got 60 seconds exactly left to play in the ball game. Prince Edward's going to have to be in a big hurry here as they trail by 10. Mormon has returned to the basketball game.
And it's been Jones and Nash for the majority of the scoring.
Might have dragged the foot there on the inbound.
He did.
It's just like a non-dribble situation where you got a pivot foot. Nash off the window and in. Rattled around in the front of the iron for a while and then finally fell. It's an 8-point Altavista lead. 50 seconds to play. They throw it long to Galliard. Look out. Oh, Lawrence will just lay this one in.
Well, that was discretion the better part of Valor there because he wanted to dunk, but he felt the presence of the Prince Edward player coming.
51-41. Altavista's lead back up to 10 with 32 seconds left. Patterson and Prince Edward in scramble mode. The shot won't go. Crafty play by Quantavis Nash there. Did you see it?
Yeah.
He reached around Lawrence Galliard. He basically hugged Lawrence Galliard and put a hand on McClure's jersey to commit the intentional foul.
Well, and he didn't even get called for the foul. They're going to call a foul on Arthur Wright.
That's crazy too. I like Quantavis Nash. He'll find a way to get it done.
If you're at the park and you're picking ball players, you're not going to pick him. You're not.
But you're going to regret it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you and I talked about it in warm-ups. You know, you don't think much of him, but, man, he gets the job done. McClure going to try and get the job done for Altavista on the free throw line. It's a 1-1 situation. Altavista sporting the 10-point advantage against the Prince Edward Eagles. McClure's first one will rattle home after multiple bounces. Gives Altavista an 11-point lead that matches their biggest of the evening. If you joined us late, it was a really good back-and-forth first half. We had 4 ties, 6 lead changes, and the Colonels led by 1 at halftime. McClure cans both. Trey Farmer into the ball game now for Altavista. We got 27.9 ticks left. Colonels are going to win this one and improve to 10-4. Scoreboard probably doesn't tell the whole story, though. Pull-up NBA range three-pointer from Zarius Jones is good. Cuts into the Colonels' lead a little bit. It's now down to 9. Graves will inbound to Christian Gilbert. Gilbert bump, throws it up ahead to Farmer. Farmer will miss the 3-footer. And here comes another rebound from Jones. Up ahead to Nash. Nash going to try and pad his stat line. He will. He connects from three-point land. James Scott going to use his final timeout. Clock play is stopped with 1 second left.
Go ahead.
Just wondering if we should take a break or not. Let's keep it right here for the moment, Mr. Briggs. And it almost feels like we should get into the Subway postgame really now with 1 second left.
And the score is going to show closer than the ball game was. Colonels really pulled ahead in that fourth quarter, stretched it out to 10 or 11, and it stands at 6 right now.
But it was hard fought.
Oh, absolutely.
It was hard fought. Remember, Prince Edward really had the momentum at the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, and I really like, they scored 5 points in the first 35 seconds. So I like the momentum that they had. I really like the substitution pattern that Coach Harris has used tonight, and we'll talk about that a little bit in the Subway postgame show.
1 second left on the scoreboard here in regulation. It's 53-47 Altavista. No possible way that Prince Edward could come back. Colonels just need to get the ball inbound to end the game. They get it into Gilbert, and the clock finally runs out. There's the horn to end the ball game. Colonels win 53-47. They improve to 10-4 on the season. Subway post-game show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
PCM Industrial of Altavista offers mobile welding and repair services, fully equipped service trucks, certified craftsmen, and quick response to satisfy your needs. Contact PCM Industrial at powerconstruction.com. PCM Industrial is a fully insured Class A licensed contractor, OSHA and MSHA compliant. PCM Industrial Services of Altavista wishes Coach Harris and the Altavista Colonels basketball team good luck in another winning season.
Napa know-how. When you grab a pair of Bosch Evolution Beam wiper blades, now $10 off at Napa, you'll have the confidence to tell Mother Nature to bring it. Because with Bosch Evolution wiper blades, now $10 off when you buy a pair, you'll show the weather who's really the boss. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 2/28/17.
Brought to you by Napa of Altavista.
You can buy paint from any old yahoo who knows nothing about paint in one of those big box stores. For quality paint from people who really know paint, it's Davis Paints from your complete home center, English's. Davis Paints, which has been known for quality since 1921, is not just sold anywhere. Visit the new paint room at English's, your authorized Davis Paint dealer.
English's is your complete home center.
On North Main Street, Altavista.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905. Personal, memorable memorial moments, celebrating life and more. Pre-arrangements with confidence, trust and care from our family to yours. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show has arrived. We're having fun already. It's a 53-44 victory for the Altavista Colonels. They beat the Prince Edward Eagles. The Prince Edward pep band serenading the crowd as they leave the building tonight. I'm Kyle. He's Oscar. It's a good ball game, Mr. Briggs. It was tight in the first half. Colonels with a great third quarter. Prince Edward made it interesting there in the fourth quarter. And Altavista really a pretty good performance. It's their fourth win in a row. The Colonels seem to be hitting their stride.
No, I think they're really starting to gel, and I don't know how many turnovers they had tonight. They had several traveling calls, which was the call du jour of the officials. But certainly it was a very, from my perspective, and scoring will dictate that will back some of that up. It was a clean performance offensively and defensively for the Colonels. They did a good job.
All day, sure. I'm still laughing about that. Told you we have a lot of fun on this Subway postgame show. We have fun throughout the broadcast. Colonels seem to have fun at times tonight, although it was a hard-fought victory. I like what you said about the defense. I think that keyed the whole thing. They were patient on offense when they needed to be, and then it seemed like the more they understood about that 3-2 zone, the more they were able to go quickly when they wanted to. Galliard, when he started passing the ball and then that set up the big dunk, that dunk was probably the backbreaker, really.
Yeah, I think I absolutely think that's a great call, and really that third quarter, that interior passing was as good as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, great stuff. The Pep Band's about the only people in the audience having more fun than we are. They're having a blast over there. Good stuff. Subway post-game show will continue and conclude right after this timeout. Altavista gets the win on the road at Prince Edward. It was a 53-44 Colonel victory. Hope you enjoyed it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
I'm Greg Walker with an exciting new offer from Fellers Chevrolet. Purchase any new or used vehicle of Fellers and receive a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty and a 3-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Again, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a 3-day money-back guarantee. At Fellers Chevrolet, we stand behind what we sell, and we save you money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
This game is brought to you by the proud supporters of the KD Country Sports Club.
El Cerrito. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time. Authentic Mexican cuisine, only El Cerrito can serve up.
The Medicine Shop, a full-service pharmacy on Main Street in Altavista, and carrying a complete line of Carolina boots.
One Stop Mart, Main Street, where the gas is cheap, beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
The Dairy Freeze, hot dogs, burgers, fries, and of course, ice cream. Do it right at the Freeze on Main Street.
Radio Shack and Crystal Bay Pools, serving your area since 1989 for swimming pool installations, chemicals, liners, and more.
Tonight's game brought to you by the KD Country Sports Club on 105.5.
It's cold in here. Will your heating system keep you warm this winter, or will you spend a cold evening shivering under the covers? Have your heating system inspected today by Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling. Kent Tyree has over 20 years experience and specializes in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical. Licensed and bonded. Call for an appointment today. 309-2266. 309-2266. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling.
At Subway, Monday is no longer Monday. It's Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day. That's the $3.50 sub of the day. Subway has a different 6-cent sub of the day every day of the week. Each has no artificial flavors or colors from artificial sources. For just $3.50, it's a great sub for a great price. Wednesday, that's Turkey Breast Day. Friday, Tuna Day. The $3.50 sub of the day every day at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charges for extras and deluxe plus tax may not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show wrapping up here from Prince Edward High School. I'm Kyle. He's Oscar. Eleanor and Katie did sound engineering tonight. We couldn't have done it without you, the fans. Once again, hope you've made plans to join us all week. We've got 3 road games in a row, Monday, tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Tomorrow we're at Appomattox.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's always fun. William Campbell's always fun on Wednesday, and then back at home Friday for the friendly confines and a return trip. William Campbell will return the favor and head to Altavista. We got
that's rare. Back-to-back games
Yes.
Within 3 days playing the same team.
That is rare.
That's rare.
It is. We got to wrap it up quick here so Mr. Melton can get his extension cord that he so graciously let us borrow. Mr. Briggs, just to recap, it was a 53-44 Altavista victory. They improved to 10-4 on the season. All right, player of the game time. Oh, you got to do some stats first, and then we'll do players of the game.
Mateo Malbach with 7, Daquan Poindexter with 10, Mormon with 2, Galliard with 17, Josh McClure with 17. For Prince Edward, Zarius Jones with 22, Nash with 22, and Patterson with 3, and that's it. Had 3 players score.
That's crazy to have 3 guys score. But, really, it almost worked out for Prince Edward, honestly. Let's go player of the game now. Going to be pretty easy, I think, for Prince Edward. We can pick one or the other, or we can do a combo. You're going to go with somebody different?
No, I think we're going to we may have a double combo tonight. I don't know. Certainly, I'll go first. It's going to be Nash and Jones.
Right.
You got to go with them.
Yeah. You got Quantavis Nash with 22, Zarius Jones with 22. It's not all about points, but there's 40-plus of your points right there. So what are you going to do without it, right? Now, on the other side, for the Colonels, it becomes a little tougher. We did find out that Josh McClure had 12 rebounds to help the cause, some blocks, that kind of thing, too. However, when you shake the earth with 2 rim-rocking dunks, one on the alley-oop inbounds play, one on just a right-hander solo move coming down the lane, I got to go with the Dragon. Lawrence Galliard is my player of the game.
I like it. I'm going to go with Josh McClure and Lawrence. The interior passing, that 2-man game was impressive tonight. Jake Adams had a great game 4 game tonight. A lot of hustle.
Coach Harris wants to be interviewed. You don't want to just wait to the Subway pregame show tomorrow? Let's get a shout-out to Lauren and Rowan Harris. They're at home listening, and thank you so much for that. It just brought a smile to Coach Harris's face just by mentioning y'all's names, guys. So you should feel good about that. OB, we got to get out of town so they can get their extension cord.
Right.
And we've got plenty of basketball all week. We don't want to burn ourselves out now. Save some gasoline in the tank for tomorrow. Hey, seriously, hope you had fun tonight. We sure did. It was a 53-44 victory for Altavista. Join us tomorrow night if you can't make the trip up to Appomattox. Subway pregame show on around 6:45. It's sure to be a good ball game between the Raiders and the Colonels. Raiders got the best of Altavista on the first trip. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. I'm Kyle. He's Oscar. For Katie, our sound engineers, and Troy Harris, we'll say good night. Hope you enjoyed the real country music on 105.5 KD Country.
Whatever your truck, car, SUV needs are, Highview Motors GMC has it all, from small to tall. New to pre-owned, offering more than just GMC sales. Highview Motors GMC provides 24-hour towing, full-service body shop, state inspection, transmissions, everything in between. Highview Motors GMC, providing top-quality service since 1961.
From small to tall, we got it all. Highview Motors GMC.
Hello, this is Jerry Motley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about, to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905. Personal, memorable memorial moments, celebrating life and more. Pre-arrangements with confidence, trusting